I will be 75 in September, but I am so childlike, and I will never lose that childlike curiosity, and to know that there's something good that comes out of everything. And I look for the good. It's not that I don't see the bad. I see it, the things that are difficult and challenging. I certainly see them. I'm not blind to any of it, but I know that there's good that comes out of everything. I was in the corporate world for a while. I've been around quite a while, obviously, and I stopped to have children. Well, actually, I hadn't stopped to have children yet, but I did public relations for Hyatt, and I did a number of other things. I worked for Western Union as a satellite communication specialist, and had really good high power jobs, if you will. And then I did not want to go back into the corporate world after I had my two kids. And I worked during that time, but then I went, I want something that's kind of mindless. So someone offered me an opportunity to be a menswear rep at the apparel mart. And it wasn't the kind of pay I was used to, but it was good pay if you're not making anything, if you're staying home. And so I went, oh, what the heck, I'll do it. My husband encouraged me to do it. And I'd travel 5 states and sell menswear on the road. I didn't know I was the first woman in the United States to do that. And I was treated horribly. They did not want a broad in the industry. So I was not very well accepted. So that actually turned out to be a beautiful thing, because I worked extra hard for a year to prove myself, maybe harder than I would have had I been a man. And I proved myself, built great relationships with these people, later had the opportunity to open my own men's clothing store, which I had for 36 years. And I served over 52,000 men during that 36 years. So pretty beautiful. And then I found out I was the only woman who had ever opened a men's clothing store. So I had to go through the whole process with stores not being nice to me and wanting to get me out of business. And they worked really hard. I'm very resilient. And I worked very, very hard to kill them with kindness and to just pretend like I wasn't smart enough to understand that they were trying to put me out of business. There've been a couple, but there was a president that came that wanted to come to my store with a friend of mine who, I'm not even going to say what his title was, but anyway, a friend of mine who was a really good client. So he attempted to bring him in the first time to the store, and I was in Hawaii, so I didn't get to see him. He attempted the second time to come in the store, and I was walking out the door to catch a flight to New York when he called. And I said, I'm sorry, you can't bring him now. Oh, I'm going to give it away in a minute. Oh, well, it'll be fine. It's a true story, so it doesn't matter. It's not slanderous in any way. So the third time they tried to come, I had been up for 48 hours. My husband and I had taken everything out of our store, broken glass everywhere. We were remodeling. And so it was just a disaster. When my friend called and said, we're about 15 minutes away, we're coming to see you now. And I was exhausted. And so I was kind of rum-dum in my conversation. I said, no, you can't. We have the whole store torn up. And he said, well, this guy's in baseball. That's a dead giveaway. He said, this guy's in baseball. And this could be 3 strikes and you're out. And I said, forget about it. He's such a nerdy dresser. I probably can't help him anyway. There was a pregnant pause, much like before. And I was really tired, but I said, speakerphone? And my friend said, mm-hmm. And so I said, hi. I said, it's true. And he said hi to me. Anyway, we have become, I would say, if very good acquaintances. I'm not a friend, but he's been in my store many times and bought things for his dad and he's been in the store. So it's a great relationship, but it is kind of funny. And I'll give you an example of the words and about how all of this comes together. If I ask my husband, who's well-trained, we'll be married 50 years in August. So it's a long time, bless his heart. But anyway, if I ask my husband, if I'm all dressed up and I say, how do I look today, honey? If he gives me a quick glance and he goes, you look fine, honey. Well, that's not really what I was going for. That's not what I was hoping for. And he knows better than to do that. So, but he said, you look fine, honey. So if I ask him again and he looks at me with a little twinkle in his eye and a little smile and he goes, you look fine, honey. Same words. Look at the difference. Completely different meaning. So I love that. So to be aware of how you sound and to think about things before you talk and know that your intentions are good and you're coming from a place of gratitude. Before I see clients or talk to clients, I always say a little blessing for that person, even if I know it's going to be a challenging client that I sometimes dread working with. There are clients who find something wrong before anything happens. It's just their thing. So I say a little blessing for them and the appointments always go better. So there's a lot to the communication. And I think it's all of it. It all plays such a big part and it's all important. The other is in the prison ministry I work in. The men that I work with know that they're getting out within 3 years. They don't always know the exact date because they're up for parole or whatever, but they're scheduled to be out of prison in 3 years. In the prison system in the United States, you're given $50 on a bus ticket. And yet we want to know why the recidivation rate is over 50% of prisoners going back. Because they got $50 and $50 on a bus ticket. I mean, it's ridiculous. Our guys that have to work really hard to be accepted in our program. And if they say one bad word, drop a gum wrapper on the floor, they're out. So we put them through rigors, but we also teach them etiquette. Business etiquette. We teach them, they go through Toastmasters. And we teach them how to have a business plan and what to do and well prepare them. Then I dress them with donations and things. I make sure that things look good and fit them right, so that they look like they're ready for battle when they get out. These men, when they see us, there's 50 of us that are in this program that volunteer. And we work anywhere from 1 to 3 days. We'll work from 8 to maybe 5 or 6 on a day and a month. And it's just the most beautiful. You can't wipe the smile off my face when I leave there. It's my happiest place because no one's trying to get anything from anyone like in the rest of the world. Everyone's just there to do what's best. But I had this one kid, he was just 19, and he came up to me and he had tears pouring down his face. And he said, everyone else already has an idea of what they want to do when they get out. I got in here when I was a kid. I don't have any idea what I want to do. I don't know how to do anything. And he was going on and on, tears pouring down his face. And I said, well, let's just talk about that. I said, when you were not in prison, what did you love? What was your hobby? What did you have fun doing? And he lit up like a light bulb. And he said, I love detailing cars. I love cleaning cars out. My uncles and my cousins would bring their cars over and I'd make any car look like it was brand new. And so he went on. And I just looked at him and said, it's a shame you don't have any idea of what you might like to do when you get out. Well, this will make me cry because I helped him with a business plan about going to office buildings, getting a contract to say, I'll be at this building on Tuesdays from this time to this time. Here's how you make an appointment. Helped him with all of that. Last year, 2021, he had 5 employees and made $150,000 himself and had 5 employees who made money. Is that not just the coolest thing? I mean, totally. So there's nothing I do that's better than that, other than hang with my grandkids. Life is really pretty easy when you have a roadmap and you know how to lead it. And positive prime, absolutely opens the doors for all of this. I just was telling a friend about Positive Prime last night, and she's doing the 30-day free trial. And I was telling her it's something that is so beneficial if you start your day off with a Positive Prime session. I feel like it's not only a vision board on steroids, but it's a fast track 3-minute meditation with the benefits of a 30-minute meditation. Like, don't tell me to go sit for 30 minutes and meditate. I'm like, no, my jumping monkeys will not sit still that long. I have to be doing stuff and everything. So it's the perfect solution for people like me, but it's the perfect solution for anyone who wants an easy way to start their day off really, really well, and to refocus themselves if they've gotten into something that's upsetting them or stressing them or whatever, to just take a deep breath and give yourself 3 minutes changes everything. I don't know if you'll remember this, but a couple of years ago, when I first started doing Positive Prime, I'm into science. I'm a total science geek. I want to see proof. I'm a person of great faith also, so that's odd, but I don't think they conflict. I think they work well together. But I had worked with Heart Math Institute for some time, and I had the little gadget you do with your ear, and you try to get your heart and your brain, no, your brain, your heart into coherence. And sometimes with my jumping monkeys, it would take me forever to get the little green dots to go in a circle where I would be in coherence. And as soon as I'd almost get there, I'd go, I'm almost there, I'm almost there. And then it would go backwards. And it was very frustrating for me. I could get there, but I could not stay there for very long because my mind goes too fast and other things. I couldn't calm it down. So out of curiosity, I'm going to see if this Positive Prime thing really works. So I did the Positive Prime session then, and I knew you have your scores on that device, so you know what your average is. So I get on the little device. I immediately go green, 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 green. And it's staying there. I'm going, don't think, don't think, don't think. And I stay there. And I was like, and I remember telling you, I'm like, and you're like, duh, you know those people, you've known them forever. But I thought that was such a big thing because I had something that proved that it wasn't just me thinking I felt better and was more clear, more calm, happy or whatever. I had something that showed me scientifically that it was working. I've coached a couple of billionaires, multi-billionaires, and they have the same insecurities that we all have, even more so because they're afraid someone's going to take all their money away from them. They have huge insecurities. So it has nothing to do with status or job or whatever. It has to do with humanity. And I'm just so big on that, and just to treat people with respect. You don't know the whole story. If someone's rude to you or cuts you off or whatever, you don't know if someone cuts you off in traffic. Maybe their son is in the hospital and they're rushing to get to the hospital. We don't know the whole story, but we make up stories. So it's not the truth. So when I'm coaching, I talk about, is that the truth? Whatever the story is you're making up, is that really the truth? Make them think. It would be so incredibly helpful as a reset for them, because we can't be with them 24 hours a day when they get out of prison. And to have them have a go-to something like, okay, I'm starting to hyperventilate. Okay, I can't get a job, which we have them start their own business. 30% of our guys start their own business right out of prison. That's how good our job is of what we do for them. And the rest of them, we help them in getting placement and getting jobs. And I mean, good jobs. And this is really awesome. But when they find rejection, or when they're feeling angry, or they feel discriminated against, and they will be, They absolutely will be. That's a great tool for them to go to and to calm them down. I don't have a filter anymore. I feel like I have a sense of entitlement with my age that I can tell the truth always now. But people go, bless her heart, that little old lady didn't know what she said. I can get away with everything. But people know, when they know where your heart is, they know what, like I said before, with your intention. If your intentions are good, people can see that. And when friends ask me questions like, what should I do? Or what should I wear? Or what should I do? I go, do you want me to make you feel good? Or do you want me to tell you the truth? And I go, I'd prefer to just tell you the truth because that would serve you well. And they go, and even when I say tough things to friends, they always 100% of the time say, I trust you so much because you do always tell me the truth. And that makes you feel good, because so the relationships are much stronger because they're based on the truth as I see
Absolutely.
it. And my truth isn't, it's my perception, but I have expertise in certain areas where my truth would be correct. But your perception is your reality, and it is what it is.